Oh, so you still don't believe that Russia and Europe are at war? Well, you will by the end of this video. In just a few more minutes, guys. As always, welcome to the Modern Survivalist channel. As always, being prepared is what we try to do here. You have a ton of information here, and you have my books, Street Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. That's the Spanish version of those books. These are the English version of the books, and these are the ones you want to get just to get better prepared for the world in which we are living in, which is increasingly complicated and not getting any better anytime soon. In the case of Europe, all of Europe is at war with Russia. Russia is using its own military might. It's using soldiers from northern Korea. It's using soldiers from the Middle East. It's using soldiers from Africa. It's using soldiers from wherever they can. But if you still don't believe it, it's just refugees and migrants. It's just migrants. Okay, give me just 3 minutes of your time to convince you otherwise.
This morning, a migrant and refugee caravan on the road.
Refugees,
on the edge
okay?
of Europe.
These are refugees.
Hundreds of people in Belarus make their way to the border with Poland. Their ultimate destination. I'm
still on the these are all refugee camp, guys. I'm not saying that these guys are a military force without a uniform that is invading Europe. I'm still going with the commie humanitarian right agenda narrative that these are all refugees. Okay, these are just people that happen to be in Belarus and they just choose one day to go for a walk in Poland. All right? Okay.
The Polish government has said thousands are now gathering close to the border post near Kusnik.
Oh, wow. A lot of refugees. Wow. So they're really interested in migrating into Europe. Curious that they don't choose to do that legally through proper borders. No. Just attacking. Okay.
A few hours later, with tensions mounting, migrants start collapsing.
Migrants. So these are all migrants. I mean, I've been a migrant a number of times in my life. I don't remember ever doing that. I'm not even fucking joking. I've been an immigrant more times than most people. I've lived in different countries. I usually travel by plane, and I usually had everything that I needed. Definitely always had all the paperwork that was required from me. Never had a problem with anyone. That's strange. Why is it? So I never had like a fucking axe to bring down trees and crush barbed wire to cross a border.
Small trees on the fence.
Maybe I was doing it wrong.
Surprisingly well equipped.
That is a surprise. So these Syrian refugees and African refugees that all just happen to teleport into Belarus because it's not, last time I checked, Poland is not in fucking Africa or in the Middle East, is it? How is it that these teleported over there with wire cutters?
Start cutting the wire with bolt cutters.
With breaching equipment.
The Poles have deployed around 12,000 troops to patrol an exclusion zone that runs along the border area. Lithuania to the north has proposed a state of emergency and is also deploying extra soldiers to its border with Belarus. This is hybrid information warfare, the culmination of a Belarusian policy to weaponize migrant misery, to punish neighboring countries supporting sanctions against the regime.
Yeah, shout very loud. Go
Take
for
this
it.
family, literally stuck between Belarusian forces in balaclavas, pushing them one way, and Polish soldiers on the other.
Now the question is, why did you allow yourself to be turned into a fucking invading force by the Russians? Why is it that you ended up in Belarus in the first place? Why is it that you went along with them to the border? Why is it that you did all of this and then you start screaming when in Poland they don't want to let you in and the Belarusians that brought you there literally push you through the border? Well, that's all on you. And the misery and pain and suffering, that's all on you. You do that. You chose to become a soldier for Russia.
Side of the fence, trying to stop them. According to Belarusian opposition, as well as wanting to punish neighbouring countries and divide the EU, Lukashenko wants to distract.
It is to distract from the situation in Belarus, which still goes through unseen repressions for 15 months already. Belarus from that specific crisis.
And this is how Lukashenko is doing it.
We got an invitation like tourism for 7 days.
We recently spoke to a Yemeni refugee who'd made the journey through Belarus. He explained that as well as the regime facilitating tourist visas, Belarusian border guards escorted his group to an opening in the fence in the dead of night.
They lead us to another way. And they told us, make sure you don't come back.
Poland is in something of a bind here. It can't give in to pressure from Lukashenko.
No, there's no bind. You have an army of invaders that simply because they don't have a uniform and they don't have a weapon, they're still an army. They're crossing illegally into your country. They're invading. They're an invading force used by your enemy. These are allies of your enemies crossing to create havoc, destruction, and put weight on you and just do chaos in any possible way. That's what these people are doing. Getting in a tourist visa for 7 days into the country and then dropping them and being taken there. I don't know if you missed that. Being taken there by the Belarusian armed forces.
Poland is in
Their way.
to an opening getting tourist visas. Belarusian border guards escorted his group to an opening in the fence in the dead of night.
They lead us to another way. And they told us, make sure you don't come back.
Poland is in something of a bind here. It can't give in to pressure from Lukashenko and wants to flex its muscles when it comes to its hardline on immigration.
Look at this
the
guy.
same time, the country has obligations to treat people humanely, which could become more difficult.
You don't have an obligation to treat enemy invaders attacking your country humanely. You have the obligation to stop the invaders from destroying your country. That's the only obligation you have. And there it goes. Guys, it is really something. And this is, you know what's the interesting? This is maybe a couple years old. This has been going on for years now. It is only now that you see a reaction from the political side of things. You see a reaction politically going more to the right in Europe, because this has been going on for years now, and it's insane. But again, Europe is at war with Russia. Anyone that just doesn't want to understand that is either an idiot or is just an accomplice, like so many traitors aiding in the destruction of the West. See you on our next video, folks. Take care.